Welcome to the TMA Music Business School. In this segment of Music Business Exposed, the question is, what's the worst deal an artist can make? Okay, so as an actual music attorney, I've been doing this for now 9 years, and I've personally built multiple six-figure music businesses, not just as an independent artist, but as a record label owner. And I've learned a lot along the way, okay? So since I'm doing these deals every day, then I can actually share with you what it looks like, and I kind of just want to jump into this. So when it comes to what the worst deal an artist can make looks like, number one, it's going to be a deal from someone you don't know. If someone you don't know approaches you and says, hey, let's do a deal together, you don't know them, you don't know the business, don't sign a contract. You want to always take time to get to know someone and be like, cool, would love to work with you. Let's kind of do something more casual before we sign the contract. And if they say no, I'm not going to work with you, I'm not going to help you until you sign the contract, then it's probably not a good fit. If someone wants to work with you and be invested in you, then they're going to put in the effort. Number two of what the worst deal an artist can make looks like, it's gonna be a deal that's longer than 1 year. Sometimes you gotta do deals that are longer than a year, but as a general rule of thumb, don't jump into bed with someone in a business relationship that's longer than a year, because if it doesn't work out and they don't do what they promised, and now you are signed with them, now you are stuck with them, make it as short as possible. A year is a lot less time than 3 years, especially when you're in a crappy relationship and in a crappy deal. Number three, when it comes to what's the worst deal an artist can make, it's gonna be a deal that guarantees you nothing. And I say this because, funny enough, the far majority of contracts that I review at my law firm are usually not only one-sided, but they guarantee nothing to the artist, to the producer, to the music entrepreneur. And so if that's the case, for example, it's a management agreement, you don't know the manager, you've never worked with the manager wants to sign you for 5 years, and the manager's not saying they're gonna do anything for you. And that's also what the contract says. This is not just management agreements, but it goes across the board. So you have to kind of pay attention to, what is the person just verbally telling you? What are they doing to kind of sell you on signing the contract? But then what does the actual contract say? If the actual contract doesn't say anything that the actual person or business is promising to you, that's a problem. So then when it comes back to the worst deal that an artist can make, it's going to be a deal that relies on someone else in order to make you a success. If you do a business deal with anyone, including a record label, if you're going to rely on the record label 100% to make you a big star, you've already failed. No one cares about your music career more than you. If you are not hustling with the same kind of veracity and dedication that you would hope from a business partner, then you've already failed before you start, because you only have one side putting in the effort. So think about that when it comes time to do any kind of deal. And then I will also add this, when it comes to the worst deals that artists make, it's going to be a deal that if nothing happens that was promised, would you regret doing the deal? However long it's going to take, you sign the contract, it was a 3-year contract, it's with a company you didn't know, but they sold you this big story. John, who owns the company, is the nicest guy. He says you're a big star, he's going to help you. You sign the contract. After the contract is done, John never did anything. And you couldn't get out of the contract because the contract said John just had to mentor you. Didn't say he really had to do anything. So you're stuck in that contract, hating life, very regretful. If you get through that whole thing, are you going to be in a position of regret? So that's sometimes what I encourage you to think about before you sign a deal. Because even, if it's like a 1-year deal, it's not really that big of a deal. If it goes, sideways, then maybe you should be more willing to move forward, even if you don't have all the other boxes checked. So when it comes to helping you with your music career, getting you to the next level, you're going to do deals. And I want you to keep those 5 points in mind so that you can avoid doing the worst deals, which absolutely happen over and over. And if you are looking for help with your music career, just DM me on Instagram at Top Music Attorney. Let me know what you're doing. I'll see how I can help.